On Photics TV, there's a lot of footage recorded from Apple computers. This is one of the reasons why I use a Mac. Screen recording and taking screenshots from a Mac is just so easy, but only if you know how to do it. It's a very common tech support question. How do I take a screenshot of my desktop? From a Mac, it's 3 keys pressed together: Shift, Command, and the number 3. If done correctly, the Mac should make a clunking camera sound. It's an Apple thing. If you don't know that combination of keys, creating a screenshot is not very intuitive. However, once you know the basics, you can move to the next level. By using the same combination of keys, Shift plus Command, but now using the number 4 key, you can take a cropped screenshot. That's very handy. A little crosshair will appear to let you select which area of the screen you want to picture. But even better, let's say you want to take a picture of a particular window. Instead of carefully trying to select the window with the crosshair, simply hit the spacebar. That will let you quickly select whole windows. The icon turns from a crosshair into a camera, allowing you to click the window that you want. What's really neat about this screenshot is that it's transparent. It even includes the drop shadow effect from the window. But those are screenshots, and this video is about screen recording. What about recording video? Well, that's why it helps to remember the numbers. Shift Command 3 takes a screenshot. Shift Command 4 is for cropped screenshots. So, what happens if you go 1 digit higher? Shift plus Command plus the 5 key is for taking screen recordings. It brings up a bar where you have greater control over your screenshots and your screen recordings. You can capture the entire screen, capture the selected window, or capture the selected portion of the screen. That's the first section, which is related to screenshots. The next section is for recording video, where you can record the entire screen or record the selected portion of the screen. There is a third section of this bar. That's the Options section. This is where you can customize the settings. You can choose where to save the screenshot. I like to save screenshots to the desktop. You can also use a timer to delay the start of the screenshot or screen recording. You can also choose your microphone, but that's what's somewhat limiting with screen recording from a Mac. It's not so easy to get the audio being generated from the Mac itself. If you're doing a voiceover with a microphone, then that could pick up the Mac audio as background noise. But that's not as clean as a direct input. Unless you have a way to feed the Mac audio out back into itself, screen recording from a Mac is a bit limiting, unless you don't need the desktop audio. Then screen recording from a Mac is really easy. That's why I use Apple devices to record video from apps like Apple Arcade games. In particular, that's why I use the Apple TV a lot. That's actually the inspiration for this video. The technique I was using stopped working. So I had to go back to the more conventional way of recording video from an Apple TV. Don't worry, this video covers both methods, as I got it working again. But first, the more traditional route, using the QuickTime Player app. Launching the app is how to get started. In the menu bar, there is the Files section. From there, the first 3 options are New Movie Recording, New Audio Recording, and New Screen Recording. Selecting the third option brings us back to screen recording on a Mac. That's another way to start screen recording from a Mac, instead of using the Shift, Command, and the number 5 keys. There's even another way to bring up the screen recording bar. You could use the Screenshot app. This app is typically located in the Utilities directory of the main Applications folder. The point here is that you have options for screen recording on a Mac, but you also have options for screen recording on an Apple TV. That's where the first option in QuickTime is useful. By selecting the New Movie Recording option, you can select an input. If your Apple TV is on the same local network as your Mac, then your Apple TV should be selectable as a video and audio input source. Clicking that button brings up a menu to select the camera source, the audio source, and the quality. For that last one, I always use maximum. The trick is to select the Apple TV for both audio and video, unless you want to mix input sources, which is probably not common. This method works, as the game's playlist on Photix TV is solid proof of that. However, there are some issues with this method. First, this won't work with protected content. As a test, I tried loading up the Peanuts movie and then screen recording that. The QuickTime app would not record. But if I wanted to record footage from Snoopy Pinball in Zen Pinball Party, then the QuickTime player would record the screen. However, this leads to the second issue. If you're trying to record through a Wi-Fi connection, your recording might experience issues. It depends on the network. Can it maintain a strong connection? I've had trouble with that, even with a Wi-Fi 6 router, which is why I use an Ethernet connection. Both the Mac and the Apple TV are connected through a physical connection, so the recording is smooth. There is a third problem though, which is why I don't prefer this method of screen recording. Let's say you wanted to make a tutorial video about how to get 3 stars in Snoopy Pinball. So you set up your Mac to record footage from the Apple TV. You wander over to the Apple TV, which is in the living room, a separate area from the desktop computer. You sit down on the couch, you grab your controller, and then you start to play. You see a red border around the edge of the screen. This lets you know that the recording is live. Nice. However, you don't hear anything. The audio is being hijacked by the QuickTime app. That's where this video originates. I've been trying to beat wizard mode in Medieval Madness. It's been days of failure. Each time I try, it's a new screen recording. Playing the game without sound is not fun. More importantly, I need the audio cues to play better. So that's where the SteelSeries Nimbus Plus enters the picture. Using a controller is how you unlock a second way to record from the Apple TV. By holding the Options button, that's the button with the ellipse, in other words, by holding the button with the 3 dots, a screen recording can be started. This method is limited to 1 app at a time, so that is a limitation of this method. However, it's perfect for creating videos about Apple Arcade games. Once you're done recording footage, holding the Option button again stops the recording. That's when the video can be transferred to a Mac. I don't know if this works with other controllers, as the SteelSeries Nimbus Plus is the only controller I have that's compatible with my Apple TV. But that is a big reason why I'm glad I got that controller. The recent problem that I had was that the screen recording was not working. I wasn't sure what was wrong. I took the controller apart, thinking it was broken, as the Bluetooth button wasn't working right. And if I look really close, I can see that there's a crack on that particular piece of electronics. However, the problem wasn't hardware, it was software. The Apple TV has the ability to block screen recording based on the connected controller, either app-specific or overall. It's in the settings. Somehow, while constantly starting and stopping Medieval Madness screen recordings, all screen recordings were blocked. By customizing the setting, screen recording from the SteelSeries Nimbus Plus started working again. Nice. There is a third option to screen record from an Apple TV or even a Mac. You could use a capture device. I bought one for creating Photix TV videos. The idea is that video out is fed into another device. This is great for performance as the host device doesn't have to do anything extra. This is especially important for video game streamers, as you don't want to drop too many frames. However, I haven't actually created any Photix TV videos with footage recorded from the video capture device, as it's cumbersome. There are lots of cables to use. I also haven't settled on which software to use, as there are many options. Once I learned how to use the inherent screen recording features available on the Apple TV, I stopped using the video capture device. Although, I suppose that could be handy with live streaming. I might still use the video capture device in the future. Now this video moves into mobile territory. How to screen record from an iPhone or iPad. While the iPhone uses iOS and the iPad uses iPadOS, the two operating systems both have the screen recording controls in the control center. That's an easy way to turn on or turn off screen recording on an iPhone or iPad. I tried telling Siri to record the screen, but she couldn't do it. Anyway, you might not have the button enabled in your control center. So, here's how to add it. In the Settings app, search for or scroll to Control Center. That's where you can add or remove items to be listed in Control Center. How to access the Control Center can vary depending on the device. On my iPad it says, swipe down from the top right edge to open Control Center. Meanwhile, on my iPhone SE, second generation, it says to swipe up from the bottom of the screen to view Control Center. Ha! The general idea is to add the screen recording button to the Control Center. Then use that button to start a recording. It's very easy. Pressing the button starts a quick countdown. The status bar will turn red to show that screen recording is enabled. This is great if you want to show how to unlock the Too Much Candy character in Crossy Road. However, watch your audio settings. I noticed that if I have the physical audio switch turned off, then the audio recording will also be muted. In other words, if your phone is in silent mode, then your screen recordings will also be silent. Press the screen recording button again to turn off screen recording. You could also tap the red navigation bar that will show a pop-up window as another way to stop the screen recording. From there, it's just a matter of getting the video off your device. I suppose you could just edit the video from your iPhone or iPad, but I prefer to work with Final Cut Pro. So that's when I use AirDrop to move the large files from one Apple device to another. So that's how to screen record from Apple devices. Hopefully that information is useful. But if you still have questions about this topic, leave a comment. Maybe I can help. Thanks for watching.